This is interesting. I'm excited to find out. Hello, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing? How is everyone doing out there? OG Highline coming in strong already. Would love some questions. Dude, you updated your profile pic too. I see it. I love it. I was wondering if the little one had grown, and I see that they definitely have. What's up, BMCG? How you doing, dude? How you doing? Let me get this updated. We're gonna have some fun in the event quests. I now have the full Fantastic Four at rank 3, and they are an absolute blast together. They're an absolute blast together. I don't think it's often you get to really use all of them at the same time, but I'm looking forward to doing that. I've had an extremely busy week. Yeah, BMCG, you're at work too, huh? What's up, Amino? How you doing? I've had an extremely busy week. I'm going on vacation on Sunday with my family for a week, and so I've been trying to get, 2 weeks of work in 1 week, and it is not. It's going well. I shouldn't say it's not going well. It's going well. I just haven't been able to stream and handle the YouTube side of stuff as much as I would like to. I was able to get out a video on Spider-Man 99. It was a little bit rushed, so there was a few things I didn't cover as well as I would have hoped to. So if you guys have questions, please ask them. And then I think we got something out on Hood. And I'm still not sure on him. I'm still not sure. There was definitely a way I was hoping to use him. I don't know if he fits that role, but he might be a better champion overall. Like, I really kind of just wanted to use him as a bit of a situational champion and bring him along when I'm questing with mainly Kingpin, because I really do enjoy questing with Kingpin. Or if I was bringing along Ghost, and just have him take those fights that for some reason maybe there was a lot of buffs or something like that. But he really just doesn't work well with the debuff with the recoil tree. I did not find his healing to be significant enough, maybe it's with the poison on him and things like that. So I don't know, but he could still take 1 or 2 fights. That was clear. And if there's buffs, he's going to get his bullets back very easily, very quickly. So that wouldn't be a problem. Better claim these sunglasses before I potentially forget. But I do think this is kind of what I want to test further, because I am considering him as a rank 3. Is he great on his own? Meaning, if you paired him with Strife, obviously to get that attack value when he's invisible, or if you pair him with, of course, Mole Man, right, to keep the bullets going, is he now awesome on his own? The problem for me is the crossover with Doom and Claire, who I both have at very high ranks. If someone does not have them at high ranks, he feels like a very, very nice replacement for them. Best I can tell. And I want to test that more. OG Highline, the kid with 1. Wow, that's awesome, man. Time does, dude. It does. It absolutely does. Right? There's that saying about the days are long, but I think it's the years are short. And as someone who has a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old, we are like knee deep in it. This week has been a tough week. The days feel long, but then we recognize that they're starting new schools in a week. They're going to start new schools in a week, kindergarten and 5th grade. And it's like, where did our little babies go? So our parents said those things about us if we were lucky. And now we're saying it about them. So it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy stuff, man. It's crazy. And then what do you guys think of King Groot? King Groot is the one I have not been able to test as much. I've been having to go off the community a bit more. And when I do that, I tend to focus on what's being said in my Discord server or in line chats. I'm not in very many line chats. In fact, I'm only in 2. Of course, I'm in like a BG chat or something like that. But I am only in 2 big group chats. One is the For Loki chat, of course. And then I am in a bit of a, I think it's like an alumnus chat with SSX. And I feel like King Groot was getting a lot of love. I felt like it was like realistic love, though. No one's saying he is now the top cosmic option. they're just saying like he's awesome. This is what he needed. He was a big beefy boy. He could heal, and his poison damage now has the ability to ramp up. I know there's a key synergy there, right? That is really helpful in this. Let's make sure we evade this SP1, which I still didn't do. Called it out. Reparry seems to be working okay. The parry bug is beyond annoying. So anyways, the point of that was I have not personally had a lot of time to test out King Groot. My King Groot is not awakened, my 6-star anyway. And so I just haven't put in as much time with him. King Groot is amazing. Amazing. What do you, Amina, what's the synergy? I know there's a synergy that's really important for him. Is it with Immortal Abomination? There's probably more than one champion you could bring that along with. I think it extends the armor breaks, maybe. Very curious about that. Yeah, OG Highline, I figured that's what you meant, man. I was like, of course it'll be, wait, in a year? I think there'll be more than that. But I got you, Vic. That's awesome. Congratulations. It's always a big deal. Jacob, what's up, dude? How you doing? I'm having some fun here with my rank 3 Mr. Fantastic. He, of course, with the full Fantastic Four, he is amazing. But he's awesome on his own anyway. And the way they've worked his pre-fights is very cool. King Groot is really good, like very good. Can solo Abyss fights now. That's right. Did you put that out, BMCG? Was that you that did the Iron Man solo with King Groot? I like I said, man, I have just been so busy this week. I've been so busy. I haven't even been able to watch all the YouTube videos. I know you were working on a review kind of guide how to play that I'm very excited. I have not seen it come across my subscription feed though. So can you haven't put it out yet, have you? If you have, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm very excited to watch that. Other than prestige and being a Ghost Travel partner, is Odin worth the rank up? Yeah, Odin definitely is, dude. I don't want to spoil too many videos. So I have also been, this is part of why I've been so busy. I think I have 4 videos coming out next week while I'm on vacation that I've been working on. A lot of them are crystal videos, but they're ones that like I've earned, right? They're not just like unit ones. I think we have 4 Nexus crystals, 3 featured crystals, and a couple other things. I don't remember exactly because I've been working on them. But long story short, Odin, I'm very excited about, and he's been the topic of a lot of discussion lately because we're going over like the top cosmic options. Obviously, you have Hype, you have Corvus, you have Hercules, and you have Cosmic Ghost Rider. I don't think Captain Marvel movie's quite as good as they are. However, she is in the top shelf in my rankings. I think she belongs to be there. And the one thing I noticed about all of those champions is that none of them have True Strike or like True Evade countering abilities native in their own kit. Odin obviously was not super powerful when he first came out. His pre-fights were a little too powerful. Kabam quickly kind of fixed that issue. Odin's a bit of a beast now, and he has that, I think it's a permanent True Strike. If anyone in the chat knows for sure, off of that SP1, and he hits pretty darn hard. He's also got some unique stuff that makes me wonder if he's very well suited for where the game is headed, or maybe for some challenges that we might be facing. I think he's very good, and I think he's very much worth ranking up. I'm not super experienced with him. I don't think his SIG is a big deal either. It feels almost defensive. But Kabam is doing some interesting things there, right? Like we're seeing this with America Chavez, and then we saw it with Spider-Man 2099, who I don't think is terrible, by the way. We're going to talk about him in a bit. But they're doing a lot with this like ability power gain, and they're separating it out from healing reduction, which is relatively unique, and it feels like an odd thing to just spring into the game for no reason, especially with champions that are back to back. It makes me wonder if we're with like a revamped war map or things like this, if we're going to start seeing some nodes where you want those abilities. And I wonder if Odin and maybe his SIG ability, or just there's a lot there that seems unique. That's the point of all that. You know, a lot of words to say, not much. I don't know if I'm a bad player. It's the Dex issue. It's the Dex issue, Jose. That's what I'm going with for now, for sure. It is a real thing. Simula put that out. Okay, thanks, BMCG. I appreciate it. I am good. Played some incursions on our altar earlier. It was quite fun. Right on, man. Right on, man. If you're going to be around, feel free to jump on the call. Totally up to you. I realize you might be doing more than one thing at a time, though. If you are, don't sweat it at all. Don't sweat it at all. I'm trying him with Man-Thing for extra furies, and there's a bunch of other synergies. Overall, he is very, very good. Man-Thing's good, too. Man-Thing's not a bad travel partner. Like, that's one of the things, too. I try to be really aware in the videos of, like, who are the synergy champions I'm bringing along, right? Like, how realistic isn't the right term, but I think it's the best we can come up with. How easily will this be replicated in various content? All right, I made him go unblockable, which is never my goal. Probably should read the note a little bit more. All right. So, like, right there. I don't believe he's stun immune, but I cannot block nor parry. There's nothing I could do. And that's just the issue in the game, you know? That's just the issue in the game right now. And we all just kind of have to, I guess, make our choices, right? Do we want to just deal with it and absorb it? You know, not playing in a game like this really is not an option. I hate when people say that. Be like, well, you don't have to play. Like, well, this is a game where resources are extremely important. You're ranking up your champions. You continue to move on. And so, like, now, I mean, I'll probably get them down with the rest of my Fantastic Four. But literally, like, how many other people have a team of rank 3 Fantastic Four champions, right? So people are probably having to use revives on that. And that's a little annoying to me. It's more than annoying. I'm glad we keep getting the compensation from Kabam. I think they definitely want to fix it because they want their game to be fun. And I think it's cool that they're compensating us because they don't want us to find other things to do. What's up, Jacob? I think I see you on the call.
Hey, again, how are you?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Right on.
Enjoying
have you had
the last of my vacation.
Oh, you're on vacation, huh?
Yeah.
Have
3
you
weeks done on
had
Monday.
to use any revives or anything like that in any of the monthly quests where you otherwise wouldn't, due to the evade and parry bug?
No, because I haven't done more than one chapter so far.
All right.
I saw the Mighty Charge Spider-Man, and I was like, I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
It's an annoying node.
I think what I need to do is try to figure out why Sentry's going unblockable, so I could stop causing that. But there's nothing in his kit that makes him go stun immune, right? That's just me, like, having played the game before. I'm always want to make sure it's not that I just forgetting something.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I didn't think so either. I was pretty certain.
I don't remember the notes on the Sentinel, but I can bring him up.
That's fine. We're about to get him down. It's just I tried to parry him earlier, and I was pretty sure it was the parry bug. I just didn't want to blame that if it wasn't that, you know. The guide is still a work in progress, about 30% done. It's tough, man, right? Especially when it's a champion that you love that much. BMCG is working on an awesome guide. I know it's going to be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Which champion?
I don't know. I don't want to.
A secret.
I don't know. I don't want to say it if it is supposed to be a secret, but I have no problems building hype for it because I am excited about it. And I also know what it's like, especially when it's a champion that you love playing, because there's going to be so much detail, so much nuance into playing them that you want to put into this guide, and yet you also know that people might get turned off when it's 45 minutes, you know? So, yeah, it's a tough one. What's up, Natalie? How you doing? Fluffy, what's up, man? I love how everyone greets each other. It is cool to see all of that. Doing a Joe Fixit guide? I feel like it's okay for me to say that it is not a Joe Fixit guide. I don't think I'm spoiling anything there.
I personally like the longer guys, but I might be in the minority there.
Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit, and you've said that. I obviously like making them. I enjoy seeing them. It is not a huge turnoff for me. I will say, though, that as someone who does enjoy watching the YouTube videos and learning about the game that way, it is a lot easier. It's more digestible for me when I see, 10 minutes of like, how to take this fight or something like that, as opposed to 45 minutes on how to use a single champion.
Yeah. I've been splitting up into chunks recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe watching 10 to 15 minutes at a time.
That's what I did with that's what I did with Steele's video on Doc Ock, and it's what I've been doing with Fell's video on Mr. Negative.
Those look great. If anyone wants to check them out.
They are both great. What's up, BK? How you doing?
Hey, BK.
No, BMCG, I am definitely not going to spoil your video, man. I am pumped up for it. Blaze MCOC, I tried to VPN and it reduces the parry bug from what I saw. Yeah, I mean that's a thing, right? But I am no expert on this, but I feel like maybe it's just for Legends runs that we're not supposed to use VPNs. I'm really not sure
why that would have an effect, personally.
Yeah, maybe it was just for Legends runs. I don't know.
Yeah, we aren't allowed to use them for Legends runs, or they won't count at least.
Yeah. Like you don't qualify for that.
Yeah. If they can see it, I don't know. They can or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pretend to know how they detect various things. That's way outside of my knowledge set.
I did do this chapter. Reed is crazy for this.
What's that? Reed
is crazy for the science chapter.
Yeah. This is fun. Like, this is absolute blast. I took him to rank 3 recently. That's going to be one of the videos, is I took a few champions to rank 3. I don't feel like I'm spoiling it, but he is one of them. There's an interesting one there where, and you were part of this, where I asked the Discord server who to rank up.
Yeah.
And the thing that was interesting I don't want to give that away. I don't want to give it away, but I think it was interesting. CT, yeah, dude, I think he is amazing. I'm very tempted to move him to the top shelf tier in my rankings. It's the top ranking. I don't think he needs, I'm just having fun with this by bringing along the full Fantastic Four. I like questing with Human Torch anyway, and I like Human Torch and Thing together. So it's not like I'm paying a big price for this. But he is awesome on his own. Fantastic is awesome on his own.
Sure. I actually used him for the last side of it.
Yeah.
Tried to speedrun with him, and he actually almost beat Hercules. It's pretty funny.
He did?
Yeah, but I did have full recall on, and I did also have the full synergy team.
I would think the only reason it might not go super fast is because you have to remember to do the pre-fights each time. Or did you not even do that?
That doesn't count. It's just fight time.
Oh, I understand. Got it.
Sure.
I think he'll still be fine here, right? I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Yeah, BK, hey.
Guys,
I mean, Reed is a great investment for 6 stones as well, if you're looking for prestige. That's what I did, because he was top for a while, right?
And that really comes into play in longer fights, right? Or were you talking just purely from a prestige angle?
Oh, the Sig really helps. It's not necessary, but it gives you faster controls of the fights. Having more access to specials is always nice, right?
Yep.
We did have a debate about this recently, about the unused 6-star versus Isaac 5-star.
Yeah.
You obviously get the benefits of the stronger Petrify, etc. with the unused 6-star, but I think the dupe is quite important compared to that, in my opinion.
Especially as you're like building for the future, right? Like that's a champion that it's nice to rank. It's not like you have to have it, but as you continue to play this game, there's a chance you dupe him or you get an awakening gem. You can put those 6 stones in, and like you said, prestige is not bad. Hey Vega, who should I take to rank 5 unduped? Venom or Who should I take to rank 5 first? Undo Venom or Sig 20 cap? I'd say whoever you like better, or if you have a need for one of them. They're very different champions, right? They're going to do different things, different classes. I think they're both worthy. You know, Cap's one of those champions where like he's very good. The Sig 200. For me, it's really with the skill. If you need him to shrug the debuffs, the other stuff he can do it. It just might take a little bit longer. But I think they're both worthy. Jacob, do you have strong feelings on that one?
Yeah, I wouldn't rank up Cap unless you have some 6 stones available. I know it isn't necessarily mandatory, but it makes him more reliable.
Yeah.
And Venom would help you for loads of variants if you haven't done those. And that would possibly give you a science gem.
This is true.
But you also made some great points. If you have strong feelings about a certain one, then go with that champion.
I have to tell you, dude, so I am sitting on 2 Mystic Tier 5 CCs.
Yeah.
I'm really tempted to rank 3 America Chavez. I realize she's not that good. I recognize that. But I enjoy having my favorite character in the game. Like, I find myself wanting to use her. I'm in a unique spot, right? But I don't know. You know, like the other options are very good. I mean, I really could take up anyone but Mojo. Mojo's the only one I don't have. That I would
can do it for defense. Just use that reasoning. She might be nice on some notes.
You know what? And I do think this, no joke, is I think if you interrupt her heavy at the wrong time, because that's very tempting with her, and her heavy covers a lot of space, and there's a lot of spacing between the hits. I could see people interrupting her heavy without really thinking about it. And if you get all 3 of her dimensions with the plus attack and various things on defender nodes, I think she actually could be a problem. I think she could be.
I did that in last month.
Did you really?
Yeah. So it can definitely happen.
Did she start cycling her SP1s and then the power gain gets kind of crazy too?
Yeah, and then you get an unblockable special too.
Yeah. I'm laughing because it's nice, because you're a very good player, right? And so it's nice to hear that, like, my little theory, my justification on why I should rank her up, it's nice to hear it actually have a great player say, yeah, you know what, that happened. That's not crazy talk.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit when I make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just fight without thinking, right?
I do that all the time on stream because I'm having more fun talking to you and people on call and the people in the chat. And then also, like, you got to admit your skill limitations. Like, this has been a fun I don't know if you saw it yet in moderator chat. I was being very honest. I think Shang-Chi is potentially the best skill champion in the game, or top 2 or 3.
I haven't caught up yet.
Yeah, it's not important. The relevant parts I'll say right now. And one of the things I really wanted to do is I wanted to solo this Summer of Pain Emma Frost with him. And I was like, I know this can be done. And it will really show, like, his unblockable, like, how awesome he is. You could do it in a variety of ways. One way would be to just build all those chi charges and just have a massive SB2. Like, it would be so cool. But, like, my skill is just, I'm not good enough to get it done. At least I haven't been in, like, the hour that I tried. And I tried for close to an hour. He's insane, man. He is so good. And sometimes it's just, you gotta know your skill cap, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to read this node. Speaking of nodes, what's making him go unblockable?
I would call him the best one, but he's definitely top 3, if not top 2. I just want to see him be more available to people, and then he's really going to shine.
Yeah, I think that's a thing, right? He's still not really available.
I only have him as a 5-star, so... And I don't really rank 5 stars up anymore.
Yeah.
But I've seen some pretty good things. Also, regarding Emma, I think the way she can do it is cycle special 3s and special 2s, right?
Sorry, I got parry bugged twice now, and now I really don't want to spend units if I don't need to on this. So I'm going to concentrate for a few seconds here. He's going unblockable because I was doing consecutive hits, which is why I remember there was a reason I brought an Archangel, so that I didn't have to combo at all, and then I forgot what that reason was. Yeah, just did it again. All right, I think we're in the clear. Nope. Oh well, it'll work. I'm sorry, buddy. What were you saying? I really did want to pay attention there. I was gonna get myself killed a little too early.
It was about Emma. I think the way you can do it with Shang-Chi is using either special 3s or special 2s, just cycling those.
Yeah, I think so. You know what's been the problem for me on that fight is it's the oscillate. Like, oscillate's difficult for me in general, but particularly someone like her, where she will, every once in a while, she will throw her special when she's in the defensive mode, the shield up. And because you do, it is reverse controls, it just, like, I run smack dab into it. Because I react to the movement, I don't react to knowing whether it's a special or not. I almost got the solo with Human Torch, but I just took a few too many hits on the block, you know? Like, it just did.
Yeah. You have to play really well with Human Torch. I got it second try, but I also got kind of lucky. Because my first try was awful.
Well, the bigger issue for me is that I got her down to, like, I don't know, 10, 15%. It was really low. Was that I then died, and so I lost my pre-fight. And then it became a much harder fight after that.
Yeah, you should always retry, because if you don't get the solo, it's going to be rough.
Yeah. Can't believe we next week 5.
Kind of forest.
What's that?
That went ham for a second.
Yeah.
Hey, Cambo.
Cambo's here. What's up, dude? Yeah, I fell way behind on the chat. I started having to concentrate on the game there, and I fell way behind. Campo's here. I said hi to BK. I hope I did. If not, what's up, BK? Hey, she's got some stuff going for Vegas. She doesn't suck. I don't understand. Fluffy, you're talking about America Chavez? I do think so. Again, I just haven't had time to watch as many videos as I normally would. I have been a little surprised at my Spider-Man 99 video didn't receive hate, but I was surprised by some of the negative comments, or how strong the negative comments were about him. It seems that folks seem to think he's a noodle and just doesn't hit hard. And I think if you're just trying to, like, get this big SP2, like, yeah, the playstyle is very stressful, and I don't think the SP2 hits that hard. I don't, for all the work that's going into it. But what I was trying to show in the video, and maybe I just didn't do a good job of showing it, is those ruptures actually do add up. They're not as big as, like, Tigra's. But when you're pushing the opponent above the bar of power, and then if you're taking nodes that have a lot of ability power gain, I see a world where you're pushing opponents over the bar and then right back under and then over and under. And I think for me, it was only like 13 of them ruptures, that is. And I think they ruptured for, like, it was either 14 or 24,000 damage, which in itself is not a big deal. But if you're doing that 5 or 6 times a fight and you can get those ruptures up to 20, he's got a lot of defensive utility. I do think he's more of a defender, but I don't think he's a nothing champion. That's for sure. Yeah,
I agree. I made my thoughts pretty clear. I think he's going to have some niche use in the future, and that's all that really matters to me, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the reasons for the hate is because of how decided he was, and because he isn't going to be everyday champ, people are obviously going to be disappointed.
Yeah. I'm always back and forth on that, though. Man, this bug is really annoying. It's like, if every champion was good to use every day, would we still get excited about champions?
No, of course not.
So, I don't know. Like, I'm always a little wary of, well, dude, you've got everyone, so it's easy for you to say that. So I don't ever want to be judgmental on this, but I do wonder about it. Like, you know, I got excited about Hercules because he seemed insane, you know?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
If every champ is like that, most champs will not have a purpose.
That's what I would think too. I don't know. That's kind of where I come down.
One of the things I really like about this game is how you have to strategize after what you have.
Yeah.
And make do with that. Honestly, some things and combinations become so niche that you need a certain counter. Like when Sinister was initially released in 6.2, I was not a fan of that, but it's still one of the things I enjoy about the game.
I had to use Gulk, and there was like a very specific synergy team, and I can't even remember who it was, because he needed like a certain immunity, right?
You needed a Fury to do any significant damage.
That's what it was. Yep.
And it was either Captain Marvel movie, Hyperion, or the Heimdall synergies.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
Yeah.
And that was too niche, especially when they cut off 4 stars for synergy purposes.
Especially for story content, right? I like that story content has become less niche. I really like that a lot.
It's really fun. I've been slacking a bit with 7.2. I just started exploring it today. And it's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I love that. And I love that, like, I kind of like what they did with Gauntlet, where that it was a limited period of time. It obviously required, not necessarily, like, there was a variety of champions that could do it, but you had to have those champions, right? Like, you're not walking in with Thing and taking on Gauntlet. And I like that it was for a limited period of time, but that it will come back. Now, if it goes a whole year, I think that might be a bit much. But if it comes back in a reasonable period of time, I personally like that. I think that's a good way for players to see if they've progressed and to build towards something and that sort of thing. So,
I wish they stated when it was coming back.
What's that?
Personally, I wish it stated when it was coming back so people didn't rush in to complete it.
Me too. I think that was part of it, though, was to get people to rush. But I wish, you know, if it was up to me, when it closed down, they would say, "Hey, it's coming back in 6 months or whatever." I'm wondering if they themselves aren't totally sure yet, like they're working out the rewards and how that pans out and deals and things like that.
Or worse, are they going to change them?
I think not, right? Because then people will be really upset. Like everyone who finished it.
If they make them better and the people have completed already can't do it.
Yeah.
And if it's the opposite, people are going to be upset.
All right, I think we got enough to end this here.
I actually played while being on call today, and I can say talking while playing is so hard.
It is, right?
I already have respect for people that stream and play, but it's so much fun now.
I remember, like, in my early streams, I like kept commenting on it, and then eventually I was like, okay, no one wants to hear me say that over and over, right? Either they're going to kind of understand that or they're not. But dude, it is really true. It is really true. Especially if you're like trying to, again, this is going to sound very self-serving, but like I like to try to keep up with the chat and have a conversation with the person I'm talking to and play the game.
Yeah.
So there's like 3 levels there that are not always the toughest. And for me, typically, I'm like, if the gameplay sucks, I'm fine with it. I'd rather be able to keep up with the chat and with the person I'm talking to. So Vega, Max found that if you stay on the left side of the screen for a while, she'll throw her special and oscillate, so just hold block and dodge when she dashes in. You know what? I saw that video. It's insanely well done, right? Max has really upped his production value. Since I've watched the channel, it's always been good. But holy smokes, this is like one of the nicest to look at videos I've seen. If you stay on the left side, I'll try it, man. I mean, I've been trying different things. The thing that I've been trying to do is just not let her be at a bar of power when she goes into the armor up phase. Fluffy, I was talking about Chavez. Yes, but Spidey had so much going for him. Just wait until content comes out. I think that's going to be it, man. I think some of it's going to be content. Like, I would hope anyways that the champion designers like aren't locked away, you know, in a closet, not knowing what content's coming out. I would hope that that's kind of where they're headed. For champions like that, though, where content comes out and shows their value more, I think we can always point to like, well, where's Psycho Man's content, you know? But I'm motivated for it. And thanks for I appreciate you guys saying it. And Jacob, thanks for the idea. I kind of forgot about even talking to Taters and saying like, "Hey, do you want a Chavez for defense?" That would let me feel good about there being a use, even if I don't get to use her that much, you know.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to rank her, that's what matters, right?
Oh, absolutely. But it always feels good when there's like a, you know how it is. Like I have an invisible woman.
Right?
What's that?
A justification or
Justification. Yeah, exactly. Like I have a rank 3 invisible woman who I literally never use. I cannot stand playing her. Like she's so annoying to play. And she was supposed to be on defense, but I've moved alliances and BGs and stuff. And so now she doesn't even go on defense. And it really bothers me whenever I look at her. I'm like, that could be She-Hulk, you know? Or that could be Void, but it's not. It's you.
That's how it would feel if I rank up for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I've been considering using my generic gem on him. It's gonna hurt.
It is. It is. I think just make your peace with why you're doing it. And, you know, if you're going to do it. I forgot to do the pre-fights. Darn it. Looks like I got to actually do this without him. All right. Gonna have to pay attention for a minute or two.
But yeah, I believe every champion, the recent champion, they have a purpose, so they have something in mind with them. Whether that being Psycho Man being reliant on relics to be an amazing champion, or just was meant for defense. I believe there's going to be content coming from for Spidey.
I think so. I do think this. I don't think he has great flow. I don't think he has great flow. The things like I don't know if it's terrible or not, but stuff like the slow being on the SP3, that one just I'm not sure. I don't see how that works well for you. If you want slow, you want it early. If you want it off the heavy,
you can keep it up for your entire fight, which is pretty neat. It's kind of similar to Sorcerer in a way, if you get what I'm saying there.
Yeah.
You can bank it for the entire fight.
That's a fair point, that there is a real strength to it. Like, if you can make it to the SP3, you now kind of have it. It's not permanent, but you have ways of pausing the debuffs, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Stupid power gain nodes incoming. That's what I'm wondering, Natalie. That's what I'm wondering. If there's going to be some insane like power gain champions. I mean, hello Hyperion. Like America's great for Hyperion in general. It's when the other source of power gains also get accentuated, and she doesn't have a way to counter those. That's where it can kind of become a problem. It applied poison, and you need a fury. I had to do a 400 combo with Gilly 99 of dying. Like, okay, and you know, I've fallen so far behind in the chat that I'm losing. I'm not able to find context again. So, if we miss something, guys, just repeat it. Just repeat it.
I think it was in the context of Emma, maybe. Okay. I don't know.
Night Thrasher's underrated. I think he definitely is. I think it's one of those things. Go for it.
No, go on.
I think it's one of those things where it's kind of like the 6-star syndrome. Like even myself, I'm updating my champion tier list. I think it's going to come out this weekend. It might be the following weekend. But even I was like, man, should I move Hype down? You know, I'm just not seeing him use as much, even though I know how good Hyperion is. And he's not available as a 6-star, obviously. But I think it's a little bit of this like visibility syndrome. Like we're seeing it on YouTube or in Alliance War or whatever. And there's champions like Night Thrasher who really do benefit, at least that's my understanding, from a very high SIG. And you just don't see a lot of high SIG 6-stars right now, especially if they're not prestige champions. And so I'm kind of grouping those that aren't available, like Magic, Stark Spider-Man, Hyperion. They're not, or Voodoo. They're not available as 6-stars, with those champions who really do see a massive benefit. By the way. What's that?
Stark is available.
Yeah, I know. It's like in one crystal,
though, right? Someone pull him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's exciting.
I know what you mean. It's the same with Medusa, right?
Yes.
Get one hate bundle. So we can't officially say they're in the game because who knows who pulled them, right?
I'm hoping. So you know me. I think that the next featured 6-star pool is going to be awesome. I do think Penny is going to be very good. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. Man. Um, here we go. Let's get off this.
I don't want to get into her abilities too much because some of it do annoy me, if I gotta be completely honest.
Like as a defender?
No, the whole part where she counters a specific class, specific trait, and then benefits class disadvantage with Magneto, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand some people just out of principle not liking what she does. All right, I gotta get him to throw this special here. Oh no.
BMCG says, great point, Jacob. Not a lot of people get why I love Night Thrasher. He was my only option for annoying fights at certain times. Yeah, that's fair. For a champion, you use a lot for niche fights you grow a personal attachment to.
Alright. Did I already use the pre-fight? Yeah, I did. Let's still use Torch.
Regarding the entire 6 thing, people are going to invest them in Prestige Champ most of the time. At least the people who have 6 zones. And that's why investing in champions like Red Guardian and Night Thrasher isn't viable for most cases.
Yep. And I just think, there'll be a point in time where that all starts to change. I really don't... There's something weird going on here.
6 zones prices fluctuate because you got some great deals on the 4th, but 3 months ago they were more expensive than they were when they were initially released.
Yeah. Psycho Man has content. It's called normal difficulty EQ. That's made for him. That's made for him. I don't think he's been left behind. He still works for so much. People just don't want to invest in him. Or I assume we're talking about Night Thrasher. And I think that's it. It's just this, I'm calling it the 6-star syndrome. I'm just going to go with that and hope it sticks. By the way, the 6-star Starkey is in fact available. Oh, absolutely. I actually hope that he is in the next featured crystal. I think the next featured crystal is probably going to be good. With Penny and Hercules just right there. That's going to be enough, I think. But it's also going to coincide with gifting in the end of the year, which is when a lot of resources tend to be used in this game. And so I think as a sweetener, they'll probably, hopefully, put in Stark Spider-Man, maybe a Hyperion. That would be exciting. And stuff like that. So
I think at least one of the top 5 stars who haven't seen a 6 stars yet.
Yeah. Oh man, I did the whole thing already. So we'll have to use champions that are not the Fantastic Four. Let's go and see what's next. Yes, he does need 6. All right, thanks, BMCG. I that's been my sense on him, or in the kind of the community standard knowledge, but I didn't want to assert it without knowing. KT brought up that Night Thrasher the other day. His abilities are overshadowed by better champions with more utility, like Mole Man. You know what? We got the scare that the fix with Mole Man was coming. Apparently, that's not what it was. But that started to make me really...
I still want them to address it.
What's that?
I still want them to address it.
I want them to, too, because eventually they will, I believe. And then the longer it goes, the harder it's going to be on players who've ranked him up and gotten used to playing him a certain way.
Yeah, because you don't have any ground, because it was not intended to work that way. So, technically, they don't have to give you rank down tickets, if that's what you want.
Oh, wait, hold on. Look, Mohammed's saying that it was actually him that pulled the 6-star Starkey. That's huge, dude. Congratulations. That's awesome, man. Are you going to take him to rank 3, or what are your plans for that? I'm very curious.
Congrats on the 6-star Falcon, Natalie. That's a great pull. I guess they haven't mentioned the moment, but to any of you guys, if you can say it.
Yeah, you don't mind? I'm going to be filling out a team roster. If you could explain what it is, I'd appreciate it.
You don't know what it is?
Me?
The moment, Buck?
No, I do. I'm just going to be filling this out, so if you don't mind explaining it, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, it's basically he keeps true accuracy while going in frenzy under 10 mole mass. And that's a pretty huge part of why he's so good.
I didn't look at the node for the boss. Probably should have.
Who is it?
Carnage.
Oh, he isn't that bad, yes. Source would do fine.
Look at this. This is even cooler. Mohammed saying, thank you. Well, I'm a new Cav player and I can't take him to R3 yet, but I'm ready for rank 2 just now with the ISO. I'm always on ISO. Yeah, ISO is a huge problem. ISO and gold, right? But that's so cool, dude. I know not everyone feels this way, but I love it like when new players get an outrageous pool. Like that's just exciting.
For sure.
You know? Like I that's very cool. And now, like, I don't know who else you have on your roster. I personally think he's very rank 3 worthy. He's fallen out. I don't even know if he's fallen out of the meta. Well, I guess technically he probably has. But I think as a 6-star, we might see him right back in it. That I'm very excited for this.
He does have the also rate, which is pretty neat, but I don't see him being used in anything high tier other than that, personally.
But why?
But he's past his prime but he can do loads of content for newer players like him. I'm actually really happy he pulled him because that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we know for a fact that he will be able to do content because we all use him for it, right? Like for newer players. I don't know. I'm not as convinced that I'm not talking too much. I'm not as convinced here. I'm just going to back out because it's such a bad start. I'm not as convinced that he won't be able to do current stuff. I really am not.
You might be right, but I wouldn't compare him to being as good as Hyperion, but I see them the same way. I don't see them changing anything of the current meta when being available as a 6-star. But
the thing for me, the reason why I Hyperion, as tempted as I was to move him down, and I think I'm doing the ranking soon, so I was just evaluating all this. I was very tempted to move him down, not out of the top tier, but just below Corvus, Herc, and CGR. I can't believe I'm forgetting CGR so much. And I started to do it, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Hyperion has the power gain, and he doesn't have to do anything to get it, right? Like, it just happens. And I still think that is one of the most powerful abilities to have in the game, is power gain. I think it's part of what makes... I know it's part of what, when I'm thinking logically, I still think America Chavez has. Now, she has to do things to get it, but champions that can get a power gain, who can increase their own power, it starts, for me, to put them into why I think mystics are probably very difficult to make, in that they so frequently deal with power, and that is involved in every single fight. And so I think as long as Hyperion has that, unless they take it away, it's going to be really hard to push him just completely out of the meta where no one would use him. I know he can do a lot more than that. I know the healing and the armor break and the fury. I get it. I just think that alone will keep him relevant, and is why he's still relevant. That's my thinking on him.
Yeah. Also, just being able to gain power is very clutch for certain situations if you get cornered.
Yep.
And Hyperion gains power fast. But I might be wrong on Starkey. You never know.
Well, there's only one way to find out. And that's to have Mohammed take him to rank 3 and show us all.
That would be awesome.
I am just kidding. But if you do have some cool videos, you should put those up on Twitter. That'd be awesome.
I mean, he's pretty good for, the new buff Bishop. There's a lane in either 7.1 or 2 that's pretty tricky, and you can't ghost it. Or use Colossus, I think.
I need to go fight. So this is just the way my week has been. It's just so busy. I really want to go fight some bishops, because I have some ideas that I understand why people are just immediately discounting them, but I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure they won't work. Like, why? What's the idea or the certainty behind Guardian not working against him? Is it because he does?
I haven't heard that.
Well, I was one of my initial suggestions, and people were like, no, because he does energy damage. I was like, yeah, I know, but he has such he being Guardian, such high energy resistance that I don't think it's going to matter. And he can block unblockable specials from mutants. So I feel like he actually counters Bishop very well, but I do understand that he feeds into Bishop by doing the shock and energy damage. So I get that.
It can maybe get out of hand pretty quickly.
Yeah. like I said, this is something that before I go and start saying it as definitive, I want to go test it. I just haven't had the time.
There's an annoying bishop in variant 6, I think.
Variant 6? Which variant was that? Is that something where...
The villain variant.
So
You
Guardian...
can't ghost it. Because you take damage. There's a henchman node. So every time you get a passive fury or fury, you purify your buffs. So it makes ghost phase counts as a purify.
Got it.
And she melts.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know how well Kingpin's going to work here without Hood. I was tempted to bring Hood. Oh yeah, Mohammed, man, I was just messing around, buddy. Starkey is amazing. I think you should be very excited about getting him. And it always takes time to learn a champion, man. Like now that I'm actually in the CCP, it is really interesting, right? Like the limited amount of time we have to test a champion and then get that information out. Like I hope I was never overly critical of CCP members as far as them missing something in a champion or being wrong. But holy smokes, I definitely have a much better understanding or appreciation for why maybe they don't see everything, you know?
It's definitely hard. You don't learn a champion overnight.
And the thing is too, and like this happened to me, is I sat down, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make my Spider-Man 99 video. And I had spent a decent amount of time playing him. And then like something occurred to me. I was like, well, what if I try him this way? And then that process went on for 2 hours of me being like, oh, well, wait, what about this? Or what about that? And then all of a sudden it was 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I don't have time to actually make this video. And then I made it the next day. I still like it. The ultimate ideas I was trying to get out are there, but there were some things I forgot to say because it was rushed, you know, it was a little bit rushed. Like, I don't know if people realize this. Dave did a good job in his video with it. But with Spider-Man, you can land the ruptures by hitting into the block once you've thrown the your SB2. So you get I think it's called a wither, right? That's that new debuff.
Yeah.
Once that's on the defender, if you hit into the block of the defender, you will land, I believe it's guaranteed, ruptures. So that's a really easy, that's why I was trying to like make a big deal about the ruptures, but I forgot to say, now that I've thrown the SB2 and landed the wither, now I can land ruptures whenever I want. And I forgot to say that. And I showed it in the video, but I didn't say it. And so I'm not sure how well that landed home for viewers. So, yeah.
That's why I'll always write a script if I'm ever going to make something like that.
It's smart. I actually have like a little whiteboard. It's too high up for me to grab it, but I have it, and then I have down my points, and I just totally forgot to write it down. I just totally forgot to write it down. What's that?
If you make quite a few videos, it's gonna get tedious to write a script each time.
Yeah, it would probably be helpful for me on some of my like other ones. It would probably help me not talk as long, which I actually don't intend to do. I know it doesn't seem that way, but it's the truth.
What about people who may like that? There's a certain challenge, right?
That's true. That's true. I'm gonna go for it. Let's see if we can just knock him out. Oh, I love Shang-Chi. I love this character.
He's awesome. Yes. So much utility.
You know what was been really interesting for me with him is that the cleanse works after the fact. I'm not sure it's supposed to, but I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. You're not gonna see me on the forums posting it. But there's been multiple times where he cleanses the debuff that's already on him when I land the cleansing strike. I don't know if that's intended. BMCG, you've never written a script? I've never written a full script. I think you were on the last stream when I was talking about why, but the main reason for me of not doing it is I will spend more time, more like mental energy thinking about if I'm following my script than just talking, and then I'll come across really robotic, which I'd rather not. If I talk too much, and I'm excited. I'd rather have people have that experience than the robotic, version of me.
And I think that works out really well for you personally.
What's that, buddy?
I think it works out very well for you.
Oh, thank you.
Just talk naturally. Sure, you might miss some things, but we all do, right?
I think so. Uh-oh. Come on, Thing. Thing does not want to play ball.
Yeah, he's just spamming heavies.
Why can't I throw my specials?
It's one of the debuffs you got from the skill node.
Oh my gosh.
It's similar to the Profx run when he's in.
Got it. Thank you. And then, because of the reduced ability accuracy, he's not getting a rock stack. This is pretty funny.
But it's also annoying, right? Because you want to time out the specials.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna let myself die, because as funny as this is, it's also taking a long time. Let's see here. Come on, Kingpin.
Good night, Mohammed.
Oh, alright. Well, hopefully people had a laugh at that. Yeah, we're definitely all humans who can miss out. Absolutely. Anyways, I've had fun here. I gotta go to bed. All right, man. Good luck. Good luck with the stealthy or Sparky. I call him Sparky. Hopefully you enjoy him. Congratulations on it, and thanks for hanging out, dude. Seeing as I haven't made one, I don't want to feel like a robot. Drop in a like on the way to play around with the kid. Oh, dude, have a great time with your kid, buddy. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. This is the pain of being behind at the right kind of... Yeah, Natalie, that was just poor play. That's just poor play. What are you gonna do? I wish I could blame that one on the parry bug, but I can't. There was no miss parries. That was just me.
Bug.
What's that?
The Dex bug.
Yeah, that was the Dex bug's
You were
fault.
cornered.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'm about to do it again. All right, here we go. It's weird how Thing, like, he's not a nothing anymore, but he's not someone that I like get worried to fight, and I feel like he was for so long.
Yeah, especially with the release of Falcon, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he makes the fight a joke, really. At least if you know how to play Falcon.
You're a Falcon fan?
Not really, no.
Oh, I thought that would finish him.
I mean, he's a good champion, right? But
he's not for me. I've come to the conclusion, or I'm comfortable with that conclusion, that I don't like the dash back and hold block mechanic in general.
And I also think he's kind of overvalued, especially when people say he's better than Kingpin, because increased ability accuracy has been a theme recently.
Yeah,
and Falcon crumbles under that.
BK Love, yeah, Void is an excellent. So the guy that kind of taught me to fight Thing, obviously I wasn't doing it very well there. Used to beat him up with Void all the time. He's an excellent Void player. He plays for he's in ISO 8 now. His name's Godman, and he's an amazing Void player and would solo Thing bosses with his Void. Yeah, you know what the thing though with Kingpin is? One is when he first... the only reason I have him at rank 3, or the reason I had him at rank 3 early, is I had so many stupid skill rank up resources. It's like, I'll just rank up the next buff skill champion, whoever it is. And I think it was announced it was going to be Kingpin, so I took up Kingpin before like we even knew what he was going to be. And so I have him, and I played him, and the community was much lower on him than... it was Falcon that came out at the same time, right? The buffs were at the same time?
No, Falcon's buff was a while ago, wasn't it last year?
No, someone got buffed at the same time as Kingpin. And everyone was
Mole
like...
Man.
Mole Man, thank you. Thank you, it was. And
Falcon was a long time ago.
Yeah, you're correct. And people were like, oh, Kingpin's not that good. And I think because it took a while to set in what he can actually do and like how good the debuff shrugging actually is. And there was a lot of assumption that his healing was going to be like Daredevil Hell's Kitchen. And even though they appear to be worded the same, last I checked, maybe they are different, the healing is very different. So I think Kingpin's been like slow to be recognized for how good he actually is. And as a result, like it's just taken a while. But like in my rankings, you'll see Kingpin is definitely higher than Falcon.
My friend Ankit has been a huge fan of him since almost the day the buff got out. So he's been opening my eyes to him.
Right on.
Slowly but surely.
Does he use him with Sinister?
No, he actually goes in without synergies in war and just clears an entire path.
Yeah.
He's in tier 2, I think. But yeah, also with Falcon, if you mess up and get below 15 or 25%, Assassins kicks in, right? And that can mess with your logon.
Yeah.
I saw someone take a Hash's shift, I don't remember which champion it was, but because he messed up, he started getting debuffs on him and he died.
Yeah, I was saying,
also.
hold on.
Pardon?
I'm not paying enough attention. Why am I sending him unblockable? Do you know?
Is it the same node?
No, I don't think so. I'm noticing this more and more in the game. This unblockable. I know you guys laugh at me a little bit with the my Strife love, but I really think this is going to be a thing for him. Being able to block unblockable attacks.
BK says after every special they throw, he gets unblockable.
Oh, thanks, BK. Thank you. I'm glad someone's reading the notes. And then did you see the Mystic Conditioning? That is the kind of thing that makes me really think that there might be a role for America, too. Is that just as they continue to make it more difficult, or you get punished for... nullifying, right? And Stagger and Fate Still are considered nullifies.
Yeah, PK is similar to me. He says, I don't read the notes, just figure it out after a while.
Yeah, man, especially like if I'm like with this, and I have very high confidence that we'll get him down without needing to use revives. So it's just like I'd rather just do this. Look like we have a question there.
Yeah, Gupta asks, "Hey Vega, I need a suggestion. Who would you rank free, undupe Moleman or undupe Kingpin?"
I mean, to me, Moleman gets less from his Sig ability than Kingpin does. My concern is that Moleman gets fixed one day, and it's really hard to project what he's going to be like when he's supposed to be. Let's review it. Actually, I think I'm misremembering what Kingpin Sig does. His Sig is the one that allows him to start, I think, with his buffs, right?
Rage buff, yeah. If you have free 665, you get free rage buff, and then at the other Sig you start with 2, I think, and that's pretty significant for the ramp up.
It is.
Let me pull it up.
So mine's Sig 100.
Yeah, you don't put any more Sig until you take him up to Sig 200. He doesn't benefit more.
And he's one of those champions that jumps, right? Like the Sig level doesn't really do anything until it goes to like 120 and then 140. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Sig 1 is 2, Sig 65 is 3, and Sig 100 is 4. So Sig 200 is 4, sorry. So there's a huge jump.
I mean, given the way they are in the game right now, if nothing changes, if Moleman doesn't get fixed, I would say Moleman. My concern is if Moleman gets fixed, or when he gets fixed, we find
Yeah.
that it's a lot harder to keep True Strike when you really want it, like if there's a lot of debuffs in the matchup or something like that, or I don't know, that it's not as amazing as it will obviously will not be as good as it is now. So that's a really tough one.
Mole Man is a great champion, but without that, he's going to be a good champion.
Yeah, I actually, man, I hate talking about the tier list so much, especially because the video is coming out soon. I was wondering about moving him down and just saying, and doing it purely because people watch the video and saying like, look, I think in his current form, Mole Man deserves to be here. Here's my concern. And so I just want to make sure you're aware of this. And the reason is because I want the information to be out there. I feel like the longer he goes without being fixed, the more likely people are to not know that he's bugged when ranking him up.
Oh, for sure. Many people don't know he's bugged. I think we had an example in Discord, someone didn't know, and then someone mentioned that he might get fixed, and they got kind of scared and regretted it.
Yeah, I think it was OG Highline. It was on the stream.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's probably happened in Discord too.
But yeah, it's hard to tell someone in good faith that you should rank up a champion that has a chance to get significantly worse.
Even just saying that, it shows how ridiculous it is, right? Like,
yeah.
Just hearing you say that out loud, I was like, yeah, I need to move Mole Man down.
Pardon?
Just hearing you say that, like putting words to the thought process, like hearing it as opposed to me thinking it. I once you said it, I was like, yeah, actually, my whole point of that video is to get information out to people and to create conversation too and like learn. But to get information out, if the whole point is to get information out and I'm not drawing attention to the fact that Mole Man is bugged, then I'm probably not doing a good job of getting information out.
Sure. Because certain people haven't even commented on it. As in, they don't know it's bugged. The forums, is there a post about it there? Do you know?
No idea. I'm never on the forums.
I can understand that.
I like Sparky so much I want to go fight him again.
You really like him, huh?
What's that?
You really like Sparky?
I do. You know what? He was he made Labyrinth of Legends fun for me. I kind of got him at the time of the game where I started taking the game more seriously. I jumped up in War Alliance. It was when War Seasons were starting. And for the first time ever, and I realized like my count and things have really outgrown the alliances I'm playing in. I really like these people a lot. I'm still friends with one guy in particular, actually. And so I got Sparky somewhere around that time, like consider like a 6-month period of time. And he made Labyrinth of Legends actually enjoyable for me. Like I recall fighting, I think it was the Blue Cyclops, and just having a lot of fun. So like he has kind of a weird, like a little almost like nostalgia for this game for me when in enjoyment.
I can understand that. He never went past rank 4 for me personally.
Really?
Yeah, he was a bit too squishy for me at the time.
That could also explain why I'm like, I'm not sure he won't jump up in the meta again, and why you're like, yeah, pretty sure he won't. It's because we just have different, we have very different feelings on him. In when he came out in the beginning, that would explain it right there. That's funny.
It might be something in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I've always wondered if like Kabam people who know these things ever stop by streams just to hear like what's being said and like just have a good old laugh at the ridiculousness they hear.
And Bam Tip pops up every now and then in some streams.
Yeah, he does.
But I can definitely imagine some Kabam employee watching certain videos. Don't know about streams though.
Let's see if this finishes him. I think it will.
I mean, it's always fun knowing stuff when people don't.
Absolutely. Well, it is a little weird. Hold on, they had a couple things in chat because I want to get to that. Like now that I'm in the CCP, there have definitely been more than one time where I'm like, I really want to say something, but I can't. Like I'm not allowed. Man, I wish I could say this to this viewer, or this commenter, or this person in the Discord server. BK, you have 5 champs for a reason. Absolutely. Use them all, right? You brought them. Damn, I didn't know Moment was bug. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Nathan, what's up, man? What are the champs that you don't have a 6-star? You know, let me do this fight and then we'll show them because there's not a lot. Yeah, actually ranked up Moment. Yeah, OG Highland. I remember. I thought it was you, buddy. He's still gonna be a good champion. It's just so hard to say like how good. That's all. And I think it'll require more thought when playing him. I am not a thoughtful Moleman player. I got him and immediately took him to rank 3, and the BGs I were in were immediately like, thank you, we will put him on defense. So I've just never really spent much time learning how to use him well. I'm aware of what he can do.
Yeah, I remember you hunting for him because you really wanted him.
Yeah, I was very excited about him.
But yeah, it's always annoying when your champs get taken for defense.
The thing for me is just, again, like, I'm trying to be aware of the role I play. You know, like in 4 Loki, and like Lizers did a great job with this. Deleon did a great job. Taters, I know, will do an amazing job. They're going to give me fights, and they're going to talk to me like, hey, are you available this weekend? Are you, like, what's your work schedule like? What's going on? And if I'm available, I'm sure I'll get fights. And then there'll be other wars where I'm like, guys, I'm going to the park with my family. I'm going to the beach, or I've got like 4 meetings today. Like, please do not give me anything I haven't done before. And so as a result, because I know that it's probably a really huge pain in the butt to plan around, I always tell them, like, whatever you guys want for defense, like, take whoever you want. Because, you know, you got like Legacy. I'm in Legacy and Bryn's BG. They're taking like 12 fights. Lizer takes 10. I'm not going to be high maintenance when it comes to defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it's amazing that you guys can work it out.
That's honestly, that's all.
That shows you're in a good alliance.
It's the BG leaders, man. Taters, Deleon, and Lizer. So here's the 6 stars I don't have. The ones I would really want is, I would want Voodoo. I would be very tempted to use my Mystic Gem on him. I've been saving that for a long time. I probably should use it. I would want Gwenpool. That's more for fun and nostalgia. Before it was Starkey. That was like my main crush in game. It was Gwenpool. I loved playing her. I'm not overly fussed about getting Havoc or Hitmonkey. I know Hitmonkey can do some things. I don't know. I'd love to get Ihulk. I would enjoy Medusa. I do think her role has been diminished significantly, but I think she's got a place, and I like playing her. I would love to get Mojo. I can't say it loudly enough. Save for Penny. Save for Penny. I think she's going to be awesome. And then there's the rest. I think Thor would be fun, but he suffers from 6-star syndrome, in my opinion. Like, you want to get him, you want him awakened, and you want him at high sig, right?
I think 204 rank 3 would be awesome, though.
He would smack so hard. He would smack things down. I did that. I did the video on synergies with Hercules, and I asked. I was like, hey, if people want to see 6-star rank 3 Sig 200 Thor, let me know. And only one person said yes. So I was like, okay, the demand's not huge, so I'm not going to...
I've been asking about that. I asked Janek if he could do it, but he didn't have him. Yeah, he did the Star-Lord video. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, he did.
And I brought up OG4 because he's also an OG.
Well, knowing that you want to see it, let's talk offline, and you can let me know like what you'd like to see, and I do it. Maybe I won't make a video on it, but you know, if there's just anything you want to see, like how hard does this actually hit, I'd be happy to do that for you.
Thank you. Also, regarding Gwenpool, I really like her as well. She was my first rank 4 back in the day.
Yeah.
She was fun.
Exactly. She was one of those ones where it's almost hard to separate how good she actually is, because she is good, from how much fun you're having playing her. I remember, though, like, I think it was I don't remember if it was a War node. No, it was Mordo. Because Mordo was all over War, right? Like, Mystics were everywhere, Mordo was everywhere.
Yeah.
Where every time that stun would trigger, it didn't feel so good. Captain BT. I took him to R3 knowing his bugs. His accuracy is awesome while in frenzy, but not always easy to manage to keep it under 10. Yeah, that's it. So I think he might become a more high skill cap champion. So iBomb is good too. iBomb's amazing. Yes. Yo, Vega, what's up? How many SIGs do you think Strife needs for normal questing content? I have 565, 610. I think you're probably fine, man. Because if you know, it's really just like how many of those, I can't remember the term, but the charges are you going to carry over that you didn't bank? The problem is that he starts, like this is a great problem to have. He starts doing damage so quickly that it becomes difficult sometimes to even make it to your SP3. I did the questing video on him, and
let me find that.
I think the SIG is only like 20. Yeah, mine's only 20.
It's the Strife review, right?
What's that?
It's the Strife review.
Yeah. You actually found it? Thank you, dude. That was really nice of you. 6-star syndrome. Thanks. Yeah, he just starts hitting too hard. But I don't want to make that sound like a huge negative, because the fact is you're still ending the fights quickly. So I felt like it's fine. I really enjoyed questing with him. It's a similar problem to the Gilly 99 problem, right? Where like once she's ramped, then you're ending fights too quickly to bank her with the SP3, bank the combo. The difference is Strife doesn't start all over where she does. Like it's borderline painful as someone who uses Gilly and AQ. It's borderline painful with her. With Strife, you're still just as strong as you started the last fight with. So I like Strife. I see why people don't. I 100% see it. But I particularly like him.
Yeah. You know, I'm one of his biggest haters, quote unquote.
Yeah, but part of that's like joking around, right? Or
Yeah,
do you truly think he has no value?
He is a great champion, especially for newer players.
Isn't that weird? But he's not someone who I would have thought would have been great for newer players, but I definitely agree with you.
Thing is, for someone like you and me, you have to enjoy him to use him, because the question is, why would you use him over other champions that does the things better, right?
Yes.
I'll describe him as a jack of all trades, but master of none. If that makes sense.
Oh, it does. The one thing that there's a couple of things actually. I said the one thing, but is the two things. I think it's two or three. I'm having trouble counting as I usually do. Is the ability to block unblockable attacks. I think that's a thing. Whether it becomes a huge deal or not, we won't know. Only time will tell. But it's a thing, and he can do that. Two is his shock is passive, right? I think we're continuing to see that how nice that can be. Whether that becomes a mandatory thing or not, I don't know. But being able to have a passive source of damage is a really big deal, or it can be in fights where you need it. And then three, and this is where I think, Jacob, where you're like, I'm a good player, I can create openings anyway, is his ability to go unblockable helps him create openings in a fight, right? And start getting his combo and things like that. A player like me, that's a really big deal. We need help creating openings. It's very helpful to us. I can see why a player of a higher skill maybe doesn't value that as much. But those three things together on their own, make me like him. And then you add all the other various things that he does, but that, like you're saying, I think other champions do as well, or potentially even better. Like if I wanted to take in a mutant to handle evade, it wouldn't be him. It would be Professor X, right? So, yeah.
And I also think that's pretty underrated. If Professor X counters evade,
dude,
I don't think it's talked about that much, to be honest.
I'm not kidding. And you know, when you have time, if you're interested, read the moderator chat in Discord. Bell and I had a good talk about that. Whereas, like, there have been a lot of champions. Like, just off the top of my head, I thought of three. Whereas, like, since I've started doing YouTube, I was, I'm lucky or whatever. I put my resources in and I pulled them. And I think I'm a fine player. I think I'm a fine player. I don't make it sound like I think I'm a terrible player. I think I'm a solid B plus, you know, in the big picture of MCOC, of all the people that play this game. But if you're really gonna wow the community, you got to be like an A or A plus player, right? And so I got Xavier, and I was like, this guy is insane. And you just handle evade, and then your falter, it can be used offensively, or it can just save your butt. He does tremendous power. You can't be missed. Like, he does tremendous damage. And I put out 2 videos on him very early, and they were very well received. People really liked them. They did very well by my channel standards. But I hadn't like discovered the how to ramp him up faster with holding heavy. And I was not able to do anything like we've seen Barrowman do. Barrowman took him into Abyss. Like, I felt that was possible, but I didn't have the skills to show that. And shoot, now I forgot about the champion that you were talking about. Why did I start talking about this? Who were you talking about?
We're talking about Strife and Professor X.
Thanks. Yeah, is like
counter.
I think this happens a lot where, like, I think it just takes a person with a high enough skill level to really show how insane the champion is. Because I've been talking about Xavier as a evade counter since like day one, but it just didn't catch on. You know, like, people don't think about it. Like, in fact, I recall videos from YouTubers who I enjoy watching. So I'm not going to say who they are, because this will sound like criticism of them, and it's not intended. But I recall them putting X down and saying they don't think he was that good, and they didn't think that he was a very good evade counter either.
The thing is, I think you're better than you give yourself credit for. You also have to think you do most of your fighting live, and that's very hard.
Yeah, it is.
I can vouch for that.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Like, right there, forgetting that the slow had fallen off. Like, right there, I forgot that I had slow on. So I went passive, and then I was like, oh, go in, and then I forgot that slow had fallen off.
But people also need to understand, people practice and try lots of times to get those solos.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't done immediately. I think even Steve even said it, so he spends sometimes over an hour trying to get a solo, right?
Oh, dude, his practice regimen in this game is outrageous, and I like that. I like a lot about him, but I like kind of what you're saying is that he doesn't admit that he practices. He actively talks about it. Like, it's not like he's admitting a flaw. He's more like, no, I spent hours on this. You know, I really like that about him.
For sure. I know Barrowman is very skilled, and he gets those Summer Pain solos out very quickly, right?
Yeah.
But actually today, right, I actually did the fight with Killmonger as well. And I did it before his video got out. But I didn't record or upload it. But mine took over 700 hits for rank 3 Killmonger, right? And I was on KT stream this morning for a bit, and I talked about it. And then someone says, maybe you played him wrong because Barrowman did it in less hits, right?
Okay.
And he has more time to practice, probably, but you can do fights in very different ways. I took loads of hits with Killmonger because I messed up, but I still made it out with a yellow bar.
Yeah, you're definitely proving the point. Sorry, I'm while you're talking, I agree with everything you're saying. That had something to be agreed with, but I'm also like shocked at how much fun I'm having playing Tigra. I never play her. I'm considering ranking her to rank 3.
I'm definitely not jealous. She's one of my favorite champions, but she has been avoiding me.
Jeez Louise, that was really silky smooth. Like, talk about champions who, if unblockable, becomes more and more of a thing.
Yeah, but she's also so interactive to play, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, she is. That was legitimately fun. I think the fact that it went well increased the amount of fun it was. But that was a lot of fun, man. How high do you, like, for your own personal rankings? Like, and I don't mean like in general for like the queen. I mean like literally you, like Jacob's account. How high would you rank her in the Mystic class, important would you say she is?
I mean, I value her more than Sorcerer personally.
Yeah.
I would say she's the third best Mystic personally, if we go by rankings.
And she adds things that the others don't, right? Like, because one of the reasons why I'm still hesitating on taking up Hood is I have Claire and I have Doom, and I'm trying to figure out why I would use Hood instead of them, if it wasn't just for questing
Enjoyment,
with
right?
Ghost or enjoyment or questing with Kingpin. Whereas with Tiger, I feel like she's so insanely unique to Mystics, but again, I'm not that educated on her.
She's definitely unique, and she's one of the only burst Mystics.
Yeah.
That deals loads of damage. Mystic isn't known for that damage, right?
No,
And she's
absolutely not.
one of the only ones, but she also has a unique mechanics. The miss is very nice. But there's also a misconception about her being as safe as Ghost and Quake.
You don't think you don't think she is as safe as him?
If there's a champ I'm good at, it's Tigra, and for each Tigra solo, you also mess up.
Yeah,
and she's very squishy. So one combo in war, and you're basically dead. They only see the glorified picture of the one solo, right? They don't see all the mistakes.
Yeah, I got you. It's the YouTube. It's YouTube. Like I wouldn't be like, hey guys, look how great Tiger is. Here's me getting smacked in the face. Yeah, I hear you. Huh? I might think about it. That was really fun, guys. I don't think I've used Tiger and paid attention to her like that in a very, very long time. That was a lot of fun.
And Vega, you don't have to be the best Tiger player if you enjoy her. That's all that really matters.
This is also true. All right. Michael, I'm sorry, man. I'm just now seeing that you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Pulled 6-star Guardian twice on the cabinet. I'm not a huge fan. But Michael, I've been talking about Guardian. This is another champion that I've been talking about since day one. He is very good, dude. He is very, very good. And I think he's someone, unless, even Prestige, I think he is someone who I just don't see anyone ever regretting putting 6 stones into. If you did it solely...
I would rank him up on Duke.
What's that?
I would rank him up on Duke.
Yeah, he is very good, man. You don't see a lot of YouTube videos on him because he doesn't often do anything flashy, or the insanely flashy thing he does is that massive SB2, but that took probably 30 minutes to build to, and it's not usually the right way to play him. Or not necessarily the right way, but like the best way or the way you usually play him. But congratulations on that. And I really, if not one of my videos, check out someone's video on, like, if you're not going to watch mine, which is totally cool. I think Munash has some Guardian videos. Check those out. And you know who has some good ones is Spinnaker. Actually, our very own Spinnaker has some awesome ones on Guardian. Really cool stuff.
Channel.
Yeah. And then Michael Diablo, Tiger, Claire, Sorcerer. It may be BK. You agree with Jacob? So I have those two Mystic Tier 5 CC, and I'm thinking about who to bring up. She's the obvious answer. It's just the time to put into her. But kind of as Jacob's saying, like, I don't have to be the best Tiger player. I can just have fun with it. So I really appreciate that.
And she also benefits hugely from the SIG. So sticking her up would be a great choice.
You happen to have the extra knowledge that I'm sitting on 125 Mystic 6 stones. All right, guys.
I didn't want to spoil anything.
What's that?
Well, yeah. I didn't want to spoil anything, but yeah.
No worries, man. That's not a spoiler at all. And everyone, I gotta go. I got too much work to do, and I want to try to get some videos prepared for next week so we can have some fun. I won't be commenting on them like I usually do, but I will be reading them. And this was a blast. Jacob, thank you so much for hanging out, man, and dropping all that knowledge on us or for us. Did you have anything you wanted to add, buddy?
Take care, guys. Hope you all have a great day or night.
Thanks. Yeah, you too, buddy. And BK, like Michael, everyone who hung out, thank you so much. And thank you, of course, to OG Highline. I appreciate the support. Have great weekends, everybody. I won't be streaming at all next week. I'll be on vacation, but I will definitely be seeing you all the week after that. Take care.